Alrighty, welcome back on in. It is time for map number 2, and it's of course Inferno. As you can see, Bad News Kangaroos were the team to pick that map, and hopefully that's going to bring with it the winds of change, because out of the 3 maps that we've watched Grayhound and Bad News Kangaroos play against each other over the last couple of days, all 3 of them have looked very easy for Grayhound, although has to be said that last game of Mirage may be a little bit more difficult for them than the games we watched last night, so hopefully BNK can show us something here on Inferno.
Dexter solo beat. With just the dualies and the smoke here. BNK slowly working this map control. Making some moves towards a heavily stacked bracket. Could be problematic for the T side here.
Well, Slow said he wins the race, apparently. We're not going anywhere quickly in this round, but now that we are going, well, we're going in the wrong direction as far as BNK are concerned, because first couple of headshots will go the way of the CT side. Only now has Inns been brought down. Vexite unsuccessful in his duel as well, but overall numbers are going to persist there for Grayhound, and you've still got to find your way past Dexter, who was on that rotate with the dualies, but didn't even really have to come into play. And 1-0 is the scoreline for Grayhound. Great start.
Yeah, another pistol for them. BNK, on the other hand, without a bomb plant, have to consider whether they choose to force or take a single save. And it is going to be the force round 2. I don't mind that on Inferno. If the force doesn't go well, you can always go towards the round 4 buy, where you're going to have much better util than a round 3 buy. Initial util set from Addict to contest Banana here. Even the util being invested here is probably going to tell Grayhound that it's going to be a buy. This is a cheeky position for Alistair, though. Unchecked so deep in apps. Not sure if he can hear the T's jumping up behind him. This may catch Liaz off guard in dig side here.
Bit of a slow creep coming through from BNK. Liaz hasn't turned around just yet, and indeed he will be caught off guard by Hats. Ali was not expected on T-Stairs, so he will get the easy trade onto PZ, but that's actually the least of Grayhound's worries at the moment, considering the A site is now in the possession of BNK.
Molly actually lands on Moto's side. Eyes on Addict with this A1S. Hats on the wraparound back into Boiler side. He's actually taking a duel with Inns. Next side.
Or did he spot Hazard? I don't know, but his little noggin was popping up over that box for half a second there. Either way, Ali's in there for the trade, and that's going to be that. Grayhound will just scrape through the second round. Pretty tight affair, but a round win's a round win.
Might get the reinvestment, though. Only one player surviving. Ooh, A1S wasn't retained either for Alistair. So many kills on the MP9, though. Gives him AWP money if he wants it. He could also double drop M4s. Or drop a single M4 and buy for himself, which is what he's going to do to even up the cash around the team. But as expected, the reinvestment from BNK post-bomb plant is there. And try to keep the pressure on here. Potential reset on offer for the T side to find. Both teams exchanging smokes in Banana. A little bit more Banana pressure this time from a BNK. Who's looking for a logs boost onto Dexter. HE almost hits the mark. BNK just abandoned the boost altogether. And are applying a lot of pressure to bracket side here.
Could definitely get a little chaotic for Grayhound. Money's obviously still a little problematic, having to invest all of those guns in the previous round. Things are still not looking super solid here in round number 3 either. BNK are probing, that's for sure.
That's left behind in brackets here. While the rest of BNK do look for a push towards B, which hasn't been realized yet. Will the molly clear Hats? It's landed on the flower pot. It does start to burn him at the last second, though, and actually, for all of his HP, he goes down. Now BNK must call the audible. Through the smoke onto Dexter on the B side. Doesn't connect too many bullets, but it's still a man advantage on the retake here for Grayhound.
Spam continues to go through. Addict is now down below half as well. It's actually some decent work being put in here by Grayhound. Dexter gets one, unable to deny the bomb plant, and will fall to Addict, but at the end of the day, Grayhound are fast on the rotate. They're swarming, and Vexite is spinning around like a turret. They've got no idea where PZ is, though, and they're almost wondering, probably not in Banana, so this is very doable. They've lined up Alistair and Vexite, hook, line, and sinker, and now it's on to Liaz, defuse kit in tow, to try to make this one happen, but PZ will secure the 1v3, and BNK are on the board early.
Such a massive impact 1 on 3 as well. Won by PZ there, breaks the money of Grayhound. Gives BNK a bit of a lifeline into the early parts of this T side. Tack timeout immediately used by BNK following that round. Maybe just a bit of a calm down pause. Settle things and realign everybody before you head into the anti-eco or anti-force. Interestingly enough, despite being minimum loss bonus here for Grayhound, they could potentially consider a single save if they wanted to go for that. It was only Alistair who was kind of full double eco. But they are going to force nonetheless. Nova comes out. Interesting. Scout. Bit of a mix of weaponry from this buy as far as Grayhound are concerned. Cash still not good for BNK. They are very resettable. So yet another swing round here, but a pretty massive util and weaponry advantage for the T side in round number 4. They can close this anti-force, close the anti-eco following. They're going to be up 3-2 with a strong economy to boot. It's exactly where they want to be.
Nova MP9 in apartments. Looks kind of scary, though. Oh, not this time. PZ just goes one better straight through the wall. Ali's going to lose his head. We don't get to see any shotgun fun.
The curse is real. 5 on 2 onto this A site with Liaz and insta hold with Deagle. MP9 almost no util. Underarm smoke on the site to try to keep them safe on the cold box, but the teams are encroaching.
Do they expect Liaz, though? Oh, they might have heard him now dropping off the box. And it certainly seems like Attic was aware, but still going to lose his life, and Hats nearly loses his as well. Liaz is fighting for his life on the side, but he's doing a pretty good job of it. The smoke is providing him enough space to work with, and now that it's faded, it'll be the end of his life. So BNK go back to back and grab 2. It's not really much of a save round here for Grayhound either. Dexter will catch brace on the way out, but... Oh, okay, there's one more. Starting to make this one pretty expensive. And he's got himself a deagle as well. But Scout is, yeah, not too exciting.
Terrorists win.
Takes extra couple of guns away from BNK though. Tack timeout used yet again for BNK. Need to try and maximize guns heading into this round. Especially given that they dropped a couple extra at the end of the round. You see the effects that that has on the economy of Hazard and Addict. It's a full save for Grayhound. Just the pistol that Dexter is dropped over to Alistair and the Scout on offer. Their objective really is just to try to take as many guns away as they can in this round before they buy up in round 6.
Let's see what Dexter can do, though. Had a couple of good shots with the Scout in the last round, and there's already a decent tag from him. Has us down to 7. Hats on to 48. There's a Zeus out for Liaz. It's not as if this isn't going to be still a scary round for BNK to negotiate.
Yeah. Kind of contesting mid a little bit. There's the Scout connecting once again. Finishing off Hats. They're getting picked apart as they make their moves through the map. Util usage not being on point enough. Another double nade into the close corner. And smoke forced out here. Ins with a Molotov for safety on this B side as well. As B&K organize themselves for some kind of B execute. Hazard is quite low. The rest of them looking healthy. But the re-aggression onto brackets is getting Grayhound a lot of information here.
Brace opening the account for B&K. It's 2 USPs to try to hold on to the B site. This would be a miracle. Molotov timing going to be pretty impactful here, though, from Inns to slow things down, and it'll provide enough space for Ali to actually start coming across as well. I'm not sure that he's going to have much impact with the scout, but maybe a tag through the smoke could swing around like this. The smoke's now faded as well, actually, as I see that. And it goes down. So this is starting to get a little worrisome for BNK. 10 seconds left. We're able to get that bomb plant down. Luckily, they've kept Grayhound out of the site courtesy of those smokes, and they've figured out Liaz's position in the banana as well. It was a little bit touch and go for a moment, but it looks like Bad News Kangaroos is going to get through this one okay.
Still damage on offer, though. Every gun they can take away, it's going to be so impactful. PZ locked in the corner. Flank coming from Brace around construction, so he will almost certainly lock this round down. They don't even have time to defuse, but all of these guns that they're taking away makes a massive impact for Grayhound, and I think Brace is going to go down to the bomb as well. Every gun taken away from the T side by Grayhound there with very little invested into the round is a massive result for Grayhound, despite taking the L there. So as they buy up into round number 6, the reset potential on the T side is very real. BNK have not really done their due diligence in the anti-force and the anti-eco to set themselves up for success on this T side.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time in a while that BNK are getting some tastes of success in terms of at least finding the lead against Grayhound. So I guess they'll take what they can get at this point. It's been a run for them over the last couple of days. See if they can keep that hype train rolling. On the slower start to the round, there's a mid-smoke that's kind of keeping them at bay. And now the smoke in banana as well. That'll be naded open, and Dexter gets 2. He actually got the collat. That was one bullet that killed Brace and Addict. Oh dear. Just when you start to say, well, BNK, they've got themselves a lead. Something like that happens, and feels like you're back to square one again.
HE nade set him up so perfectly as well. Into the progression smoke thrown by BNK to try to make that tower boost work, and it looked like it was going to for a second. BNK now calling the audible. Back to the A side of the map. Grayhound going to rely on the site crossfire. It's going to be a dig site play. And it's getting picked apart. 2-man crossfire between Liaz and Inns. HE to follow up as well.
Well,
Grayhound says no entry to A here.
I'm not sure where PC's going to go with this one either. He's routing himself towards second mid, which is about the only safe place he can be in at the moment. Might be able to get one more on his way out here, but should almost definitely get traded in a position like this. And there it is from Dexter. So it'll be 3 apiece once again with a fairly healthy round win for Grayhound. 3 guns through. Be happy with that. Oh boy.
This is an instant reset on BNK. Has his double eco after winning multiple rounds in a row on the T side. That's not what you want to be seeing. They're actually forced to go for this Tech 9 buy to avoid the double econ hazard. I wouldn't have minded to see them go for the single save as well, but at the same time, they actually do have reset potential here against Grayhound, who didn't bring many guns through from the last round. Looks like it's going to be some kind of apps pop from BNK here.
They'll have to take their time to get in position before really doing anything in this round. So those guys in mid just kind of try and step back and avoid all the artillery damage from the grenades. Another smoke into mid from Grayhound. The mid players might just have to go through that depending on the timing. I mean, Brace is not creeping his way up carps though, so doesn't look like BNK are going to commit to this one too hard just yet.
Yeah. Got to keep an eye on Liaz. He's such a good pit anchor and still has his full util set here. Smoke of apps on the timing as the jungle wrap smokes come through. But it seems like a fake from BNK. One that Grayhound is not really biting onto because Dex is so deep on this info line here. Towards jungle side, he's never really been pushed off.
Ali misses that shot. Just going to force a bit of util out of Grayhound, and Liaz and Inns, well, they're the ones that are going to get the job done. That pit site crossfire, well, not even pit site crossfire, double pit setup it was. And Dexter over toward Arch side. have kind of locked the A site down. That was a bit of a nothing burger, actually, for B&K.
Yeah. They thought they were being clever with the jungle wrap fake smokes, expecting the CT rotator to be pushed out of there and not really stick around, but they never flashed Dexter off of the jungle line. So expecting respect to be given from a team like Grayhound in terms of rotations, not there at all. Dexter seeing absolutely no pressure coming through jungle means the rotations don't get affected at all. B&K even applying some pressure towards the B side, but it didn't stop Liaz and Inns from being committed to the double pit setup. Now the anti-eco here. That's a good goose onto Dexter to kick things off, but Vexite keeping that AK safe for now, and the mid-pitch is coming in from Inns as well. That's
Decisive.
a pretty clean anti-eco for Grayhound. 4 alive. Their money is looking very good. And even after all said and done there, Jordan, B&K buying up into this round still will have not got the greatest looking amount of util. Only had the 2.4 loss bonus after getting reset. And that is the difficulty of just scraping through those anti-eco, anti-force rounds. Even, 3 or 4 rounds later, they're still having some degree of consequence from that.
Taken Greyhound a little while to get in control of this map, but now it does definitely feel as though that is the case. Deep Molotovs, deep util from Greyhound into mid and into Banana in this round, and they are exploring off the back of that. Vexite and Dexter both get a killer piece through the smoke. Peasy and Addict have been caught out. It's not good at all for B&K. Hazard feels like he has to take matters into his own hands, and to an extent he kind of did, but couldn't really make anything of it. And now it's just Bryce left alive after all the dust is settled. Sharp shot though onto Inns will keep him in with a chance. It's a bit of a snowball's chance in hell for this round, but it's better than nothing.
Really depends on the timing he chooses to slip into A with. Alistair's just kind of retake A from Library's side here. Vexite not seeing anything in Banana. So pretty safe positions here from the CTs. But there is a chance for Brace to potentially take a good timing onto Alistair here. Alistair spotted him out though, prompting the rotate from Vexite. Very cheeky movement.
Himself a flash as well. Oh, the nade. It would have been enough actually to kill Brace, but he's just not going to be given the chance. And Ali will be feeling a little bit silly after that one, because it now leaves Vexite in the one-on-one. Brace has no idea though where Vexite's going to be coming from, and I reckon Vexite was in there in time to recognize Brace didn't exit the site. Certainly now he knows his position. Headshot angle. Both players looking for it. Neither connecting until Brace secures it. He gets 4 kills in the round. And he seems an unlikely hero for B&K, but they'll take what they can get at this point, because that is a 4th round on the board.
Yeah, I think a bit of over-peaking from Alistair there. And then obviously Vexite left to pick up the pieces of a round that should never have gone that way. Greyhound, no. That was over-peaking right from start to finish. And that's given B&K a chance to reset them here. This is going to be a swing round. No cash for either team, and PC's going to start things off beautifully. Winning the orbital up mid onto Alistair, giving B&K a man advantage in a round where they have very real reset potential after that 1v4 completed by Brace.
Yeah, Greyhound being made to work for it. B&K just going to slow things down, wait for the smoke in Banana to fade. They should be met with some retake util by Greyhound. It's only Vexite over toward B at the moment. But he wants to keep B&K at an arm's length, at least for now. Bit of a progression from Dexter, which has been brought undone. So now it's on to Vexite. See if he can manage to have anything go his way. Molotov will force him to duck behind that smoke. And there should be a bit of a freebie onto Addict. The rest of the kills, though, are going to be a little harder. He's getting help. He's getting assistance from his teammates. The utils coming through, and now Inns chiming in with an AWP shot as well. B&K, it felt like it should be their round. They had the site, and then they didn't. fast rotate from Grayhound, and BNK have got to be shaking their heads at that one.
It's just beautiful reactive utility from Grayhound there. Molly on barbecue side, pop flashes over the top of new box. It's the classic little pieces of util that make the T's life very hard scaling into that B site that won Grayhound that round. And like I said, that was probably a very, very important swing round for both teams in this game. BNK, it was theirs on a silver platter, but they couldn't convert it, and Grayhound have now broken their money. So opportunity goes by the wayside after a big clutch from Brace. Save here from BNK before they buy up into the last round and try to make this a 5-7 half on the T side, which, let's be real, is still doable.
Yeah. Though, it does just feel like Grayhound is sort of getting away from BNK a little bit now. BNK have set themselves up in apartments, but they don't really have any obvious choices as to where to go that's going to look pretty easy for them. M4 on jungle, Liaz up there on the balcony with an MP9, and obviously you got to get past Alistair if you go arch side. It's not going to be an easy task. He's hitting some pretty good shots today. There's another decent one onto Addict. He'll be aware that the wrap is going to be coming in his direction, and so far this is kind of like shooting fish in a barrel for Alistair, and he's even able to get back out into the safety of the A site. So well negotiated this time from the AWPer of Grayhound. And they've given the job over to Liaz to go hunting, but in the end it'll be Dexter to find his prey. 7-4, that was always expected. Last round of the half though to come, and it's going to be a big one for BNK.
Yeah, see if they can scrape together a more respectable half for themselves in this last round. Banana fight has not been going particularly well for BNK. Dexter and Vexite making their lives very hard in that point of the map. Progression smoke down mid from the CTs, as well as a set molly to balcony. Progression smoke to top mid from the T's. So both teams threatening some kind of mid pressure. Grayhound now taking banana. Pressure on Addict, even onto Broom side, and Ali's got the first pick here.
Oh, nice flash. Dexter, though, hits the shots through the spam. Bad news Kangaroos are going to try to accelerate in the opposite direction. They've set themselves up for a double setup in brackets, while Brace just watches that push in banana. It's you know, a bit of map control that really feels like it's been actually given by Grayhound over to BNK. They didn't have to work for it, but as soon as they try to progress any further than brackets, that's where you've got players watching, and Alistair has barely put a foot wrong in this matchup. 8-4 the first half score. Grayhound still looking pretty solid. A little bit back and forth that first half, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really feel like a whole lot has changed because it's still Grayhound on top, 8-4 here over B&K, and B&K have a lot of work to do to get this through to a third map, which would be Vertigo. Need to win this pistol.
4-man stack towards B to kick things off from the CTs. PZ left solo on the A site. Initial tap goes the way of Hazard, and he is just continuing to go on a bit of a warpath down Banana here. Double peak timed well with the nade to Broom, and that's going to be a demolition derby in Banana. Kangaroos just absolutely hopping their way down.
Fexite's going to be given the job of trying to retrieve the bomb, which doesn't seem a particularly easy task. Meanwhile, Liaz is just working his way around in the bracket, but yeah, what do you do from here? That is demolition of a pistol round. And unfortunately for Grayhound, they don't even get the bomb plant down, so gonna have to just wait a little longer to try to begin their campaign in the second half.
Yeah, and look, here's the thing. Okay, I'm not going to give this 1v5 the benefit of the doubt. Like, here's the thing. B&K, they pretty much had this exact same second half pistol. As, look, the Molly. Going to tickle the toes of the CTs and pick one of them up, but Hazard, that's a beautiful little round from him. 4K on the pistol after a bit of a quieter first half from him. Look, same pistol round win on Barrage, I think it was, from B&K, where, look, they started to make a bit of a resurgence in the second half on the T side, I believe it was, because I think they started CT, if I remember correctly. And it didn't really turn into much, you know. They got a couple of good rounds going. They were able to make things work, but when it comes down to the loss bonus building up, and bear in mind that was on the Teak side, where the loss bonus is a little less forgiving to the other side. Once the loss bonus builds up for Grayhound, are they really going to be able to be competitive in enough gun rounds to, you know, take this game of Inferno out? Because Grayhound, you know, they're all playing well across the board. There's no weak link on Grayhound right now.
Yep.
You're going to have to hit another level for B&K to actually close the map out, it feels like.
Well, it's going to have to happen here and now. Otherwise, they're going to go straight down into that lower bracket. Grayhound still look pretty threatening with a buy like this. Lots of util to play with, and they're moving pretty quickly through the map as well. Not too perturbed by their own smoke in mid. And in fact, they're already all the way up through Dig, and Inns is almost into Pit before being taken down by Addict. No trade to come through there until eventually Dexter finds PZ, but it's cost Grayhound a little bit too much getting into this bomb site to give them a really good shot at winning the round. Still, they'll get the bomb plant down, and Ali's been able to retrieve a weapon. So if Dexter can conjure a kill from somewhere, then maybe we're on. Hats, however, has been Dexter's mortal enemy in this matchup so far, which will leave it on to Alistair. Half HP now, getting flanked from behind. Brace cops the headshot, but he has enough HP to survive, and that'll be the round secured for B&K.
Only 2 players surviving, though, on the CT side. Is it going to incentivize Grayhound to force? Addict's got so much done there from Pit on the MP9. I mean, that's one of his best positions. He's a bit of a turret. You put him in an anchor position like that, even with an MP9, and he's good for a multi-frag. What to do now for Grayhound? They are going to force. They are going to keep the pressure on. Still very real reset potential, and Bad News Kangaroos are respecting that. 5 M4s, full util here. Alistair's rolling out a spawn with a Glock and armor. Gonna try to recycle one of these rifles perhaps. Oh, he's found the deagle. Banana, heavily contested from both teams. Multiple mollies layered in there by B&K. But after all of that util usage and multiple smokes on Banana early on, they choose to concede control, maybe because they're anticipating some kind of pistol buy here out of Grayhound. They're happy with trading out the util because they realize they do have a bit of a utility advantage in this economic position. Don't necessarily need to hold on to the map control. Grayhound, on the other hand, though, have worked a bit of carpets control, are applying some util pressure to bracket and limiting the information the CTs have access to here. They've taken all of Banana as well. continuing to trade down utility before this B hit finally does come in.
Well, Flash is getting tossed on in. Hat's doing his best to avoid them, but he's just constantly having to turn away. And so Grayhound are able to creep past, but they weren't prepared. Nor was Hats, though, for the trade. And in the end, it is Grayhound that will take control of the B bomb site, and they will get the plant down behind the pillar. Alistair will be given that much room, at least. Also spotting a couple of players out in CT spawn. So information there for Grayhound as to where this retake is coming from. Banana has certainly been cleared out. Focus their attention on CT and construction. And so far that's worked out pretty well. Alistair for 2. Trades are coming on through, and Liaz now has been spotted out. He's going to have to fight for his life. Addict is chasing him down. The shot needs to connect, and it will. Liaz gets it done again for Grayhound. 9 and 6. And they go one step closer to a 2-0 victory today.
That's rough, man. That reset round. Double eco for Brace and Addict. Not where you want to be, and let's be real, the force has to come in here from the CT side. They have still got some reset potential on Grayhound if they can win a round like this. But that is a brutal 1v1 to be losing. The movement was just so perfect from Liaz behind the wall there. He was trapped in a corner, but just baiting out with the jiggle, all of the shots, before he finally takes the right timing to swing. Good pressure on Banana here from Grayhound. Trying to suss out what the CTs are up to here, but Inns, after not really seeing too much, is going to call for a flash to be sent in, find out what's going on. It's actually a HE nade to main. So he takes the duel up on Sandbag's side. So Banana retake util set there from the CT side. Grayhound going to respect it. They recognize that there's not a lot of util to work with from the CTs in a round like this. So if they're going to invest that much in trying to retake Banana, push the T's out, Grayhound are happy to sacrifice an extra 20 seconds to concede that for now.
There's definitely some good map control for Grayhound in this round. They've definitely got their options. And it'll be a trend over toward the B site once again. Just going to leave Liaz on A to see what he can work, but smoked off in carpets, so we'll have to move back toward Boiler. In the meanwhile, the rest of Grayhound just going to charge their way onto B and see if that works out. I think it should, given the weaponry advantage, and it does. Brace only good for 1, and in the end, that is going to be that. Grayhound on the site, get the bomb plant down, and they're going to win the round.
Yeah, attacking both sites simultaneously. I don't think BNK were able to really inform their rotates well enough to be in the right position at the right time. And as I said, like BNK, I don't know, man. I could see the decision making and why they're kind of working the map control the way that they are, but at the same time, Grayhound's playing around the util usage from the CT side so well that it feels like a lot of the time, at least to me, BNK are investing a fair bit of util in taking Banana or retaking Banana and not holding on to that map control or contesting it at all, you know? Like, it feels like Grayhound are just, they're seeing what the CTs do, they're feeling it out, they see the Banana take come in, they go, okay, that's fine. But they're recognizing like, oh, the CTs are burning a lot of util taking Banana, and then we basically just take it back for free, you know, 20 to 40 seconds later. And in the meanwhile, we'll just take carpets and work bracket. So, not really feeling like BNK has the same hold on Banana that Grayhound had in the first round with Vexside and Dexter running rampant.
Bit of a group stack toward mid.
Another great game from Alistair.
Yeah. Probably 4 from 4 actually over the last couple of days. Dexter, he's flying through the air. He's doing his Superman impression, but apparently the bullets are made of kryptonite because he's been taken down, and that's actually doubled down with that 5-7, which will cause a little bit of a problem for Grayhound. Inns has been able to creep all the way into the B bomb site. He catches Brace. Almost the timing didn't work out for him. Might have got popped in the back of the head by a USP, but checks in time. And he's going to try to lock down the B site. The thing is, though, this is a bit of a mind game because obviously BNK are going to start to move members over to that B bomb site, assuming that's where the bomb is going to be headed. But again, I guess it doesn't matter when Inns is going to be able to just lock it down like that. Dancing around new box and pretty much secures the round.
M4 retained for PC at the end of the round. But after all said and done, going to be up 11-6 for Grayhound here. They've got pretty good cash on this T side to close this game as well. So BNK, it's an uphill battle. Has to be said on this CT side. And it's exactly like I said, you know, a CT pistol is great. Starting the half well is great on Mirage, on Inferno. But it feels like when it comes down to the gun rounds, when it comes down to these important swing rounds, Grayhound is winning all of them and still securing themselves very convincing looking score lines in the gun rounds, in the rounds that matter, right?
11-6. It's kind of gotten away from BNK at this point. It was pretty competitive in the first half. It looked decent enough at least. But this second half has been anything but.
Money's looking good for Grayhound now. Banana being contested by Inns on the Mac 10 all the way up at half wall. 3 players starting towards B here for BNK. Hot flash over the top with a molly on towards that slog position. Double HE's trying to clear out this half wall position, but they still didn't quite finish off Inns. He's going to get one despite being on 10 HP. Oh no, that's gone horribly wrong. The retake
How's
on
he
Banana.
survived? I mean, how's he survived for that long and then still gotten away with it? It's just not gone right for BNK. Nothing you can really do in this round. They have to save. It is Inferno. But 2 players in positions to hunt. Liaz and Vexite ready to mobilize at a moment's notice. And they're on their way. There's PZ dropping. Maddox's position now known as he's thrown the smoke. He'll be dealt with as well. So no guns taken through for BNK. And 12-6 the scoreline. It's a dire place to be in.
For sure. Pretty cut and dry games here yet again from Grayhound against BNK. Yesterday in Challenger and today another very clean 2 maps. In the Dallas closed qual, at least the initial game. Grayhound on another level right now. BNK, I'm not seeing anything I'm too inspired by either, to be fair. That hasn't started well. Brace picked top middle, already playing 4v5 in a mustering round.
Yeah, not really where you'd want to be. Gonna try to probe a bit of aggression into Banana, though. Well, I thought that nade was gonna actually do more damage than it did. Ended up going a little bit too far. Either way, though, Alice has been able to find the opening pick, and he'll lose his life to Hazard, but sets it up nicely for Grayhound to take control of Banana. Dexter again through a flash. He's gonna get another kill. And Grayhound on their merry way toward 13. It's not been much of a contest for them tonight. Wasn't last night either. Alec does spot out Liaz. 1v4 angle. I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself just yet.
I'm going down. He's just spamming through the smoke as this Dexter. Big wrap around from Liaz with no kit means that this round is done one way or another. And surely it's going to be in the fading smoke here with Dexter.
Time's ticking away, and he doesn't have a defuse kit, and he doesn't have a life either. It's 13-6, and that is going to be that. Grayhound securing the 2-0 to kick things off in the Dallas closed qualifier for Oceania. Has to be said, it's not much of a surprise. We saw the same sort of a result yesterday in ESL Challenger League. In fact, it was a little bit more one-sided actually for Grayhound, but at the end of the day...